Sonic the Hedgehog, the fast and fearless hero that loves adventure. Ask any fan what Sonic is like, and you'll get a lot of similar answers. To a point. But recently, people have been arguing on how Sonic should act and how he should be. And not just in the games, but in the comics too. Whether he's a static character or he can grow into something else, whether he should be relatable or not, lots of nuanced things that can definitely spark some good discussion, but instead usually causing name calling and a bunch of vicious fights. But one big thing that's being talked about right now is at Sonic's very core. Is Sonic cocky? Let's find out. So if you're a part of Sonic Twitter, 1, I'm sorry, and 2, you've probably seen the tweet that says plainly, Sonic isn't cocky. Now, I'm not going to bring up the tweet or name the person who made the tweet because I'm not trying to stir up any hate or cause any fuss. I just wanted to discuss the topic because I find it interesting. That tweet did result in a lot of discussion on Sonic's character and personality, as well as some joke posts with the same format. Even one from me, follow me on Twitter. Because the large majority of Sonic fans do believe that Sonic is cocky. But the more I read the discussions and the replies, the more interested I got in defining Sonic's cockiness. So I wanted to look a little deeper. What does it actually mean to be cocky? Webster's dictionary defines cocky as boldly or brashly self-confident. Now that definitely sounds like Sonic. But other definitions describe the word as conceited or arrogant, especially in a bold or impudent way. Now that sounds a little more eggy to me, but nonetheless, cocky can be described that way. So does Sonic fit into both of these definitions or just a little bit? Let's take a look at 3 canon scenes that fully show off Sonic's cockiness.
Sonic! I'm sorry. Really, look, go easy on me. I'll turn over a new leaf, I swear. Just give me a chance.
Well, this is new. Showing remorse, Eggman? If you played nice, I wouldn't have to break all your toys.
Gotcha.
What?
This is an example that's used a lot, and I definitely agree that this is a very cocky attitude from Sonic. He's obviously showing off his self-confidence in teasing Eggman after he defeats him, and being in his super form, why shouldn't he be? But also shows some of that brashness with how he lets his guard down. Now, could this line also be considered arrogant? He's definitely being pretty condescending, but he is taking down a bad guy that's about to do bad things, and if you wanted to get under Eggman's skin, that's probably how you would do it. So I definitely wouldn't say the line was arrogant, but just trying to piss off Eggman by being a smartass.
Ouch! Yeah! Oh, I get it. No problem. I'm used to stuff like this.
This one doesn't have a ton of dialogue, but it reeks with Sonic's cocky attitude, and probably his breath with what's in those chili dogs. Watch this video to see why. Sonic is transported to the world of King Arthur, and before dealing with anything, his main concern is his wiener. And when he's face to face with the evil king and his army, he delivers a cocky and confident line to Merlina before taking out all the enemies behind them. This whole scene is very Sonic. It captures his character extremely well and again shows his confidence and cockiness. But this time not in an antagonistic way towards the enemy, but in a reassuring way to somebody that he wants to help. Although I guess the nonchalant way he acts towards King Arthur, just staring him down playing with his wiener, that could be seen as antagonistic. Either way though, it's another way that Sonic can be cocky, but not in a mean or antagonistic way.
Let's take care of business first, shall we, Sonic? Hand over the Chaos Emerald, slowly, and then we'll talk about your girlfriend. That is, if you really care for her.
Handing over the fake emerald? I can kill 2 birds with 1 stone!
Put the emerald down right there and back off.
You've turned into a big-time villain, Doctor.
Whoa! You thought you could trick me with that fake emerald, didn't you?
So, how did you know it wasn't the real one?
Tails!
Because you just told me, Fox Boy. Now, for a little space ride. The capsule clears the colony back.
I'm counting on you, Tails. Amy, take care of yourself.
Farewell, Sonic the Hedgehog.
Sonic! It has the same wavelength and properties, but is less powerful than the real one.
The same wavelength and properties. But can I do this?
Farewell, Sonic, my admirable adversary.
So last, but certainly not least, is a Sonic Adventure 2 clip. The famous fake Chaos Emerald scene is a big one. Now we see Sonic enters the room smiling away, all while Eggman aims a literal gun at Amy's head. Man, we need another crazy story like this again. Even after Eggman's continued threats towards Amy, Sonic sarcastically teases him as he walks forward. This is another instance where Sonic's cockiness and self-confidence can get him into trouble, because he lets his guard down again and gets captured. And as we see here, the consequences were a lot more dire this time. Now, as Sonic is captured and hearing how he's about to die, he's definitely not being snarky or cocky really, but he never lets that confidence go away, basically accepting his fate and telling Tails he has to take over. Now to me, somebody that was arrogant cocky probably wouldn't act like that. Even while the capsule is flying down to Earth and no one's around, Sonic still has that same composure, wondering whether or not he can actually use Chaos Control with the fake emerald, knowing that if he doesn't, he's dead. He stays calm and surprise, surprise, it actually works! He doesn't die in this game! So Sonic starts off with his usual snarky, cocky attitude, but once he hits a minor setback, he doesn't lose his composure, he doesn't freak out, more of the confidence shines through, and he knows when it's time to get serious. While there are plenty of other examples, I think these three show off quite a bit, and I also think it gives us our answer. Sonic is always confident in himself. He knows how capable he is, and he knows what his strengths are. Couple that with his rebellious and snarky attitude, of course he's gonna be a little cocky, but with that he can also become a little careless sometimes too, and fall for some traps like we just saw. And when that happens, he doesn't fall apart or lose faith in himself. He keeps his composure and moves forward any way he can, no matter how hairy the situation may be. So is Sonic cocky? Yes, but not in the way that some people are thinking. Cocky a lot of times is used synonymously with arrogance, but they don't always mean the same thing. This is obvious with another character in the exact same series who could be described as cocky as well, but in a completely different way. Eggman. Where Sonic's cockiness comes from his self-confidence, Eggman's also comes from self-confidence, even though it's unearned sometimes, but mostly from a place of arrogance and a superiority complex. Eggman isn't the kind of guy that just wants to be the smartest guy in the room. He wants to make sure you know he's the smartest guy in the room and you feel bad about it, and then also take over your world. Yes, Eggman does evil things, but he also wants you to know what he did and how amazing he is for doing it. That's why he puts his face on everything he makes. When Eggman talks about his machines or his smarts, it's coming from a place of arrogance and self-adulation. When Sonic talks about his speed and skills, usually it's to reassure somebody that he's about to help. Sure, he might kind of brag about it a little bit, but it's never in a I'm better than you kind of way. So yes, Sonic is cocky. He was made to be a rebellious little turd, but he's also selfless and uses the things that make him cocky to help people and save the world.